Hello and welcome back to Blackbird Mindfulness. What happens when we practice, when we meditate? Lots of things, but it has a direct effect on your brain. So a little bit of neuroscience for you now. The front part of your brain, this bit just here, is your prefrontal cortex. And that has a major effect on what goes on for you. It has generally 9 major functions. And when we practice, it has a direct effect on the positive elements of this part of the brain. So what does it do? Well, it helps you to regulate your physiology, what goes on inside. If you're going to run 100 meters, it starts you to prepare for it. And then when you're running, it will keep your heart rate high, it will keep the blood flowing, it will keep perspiration flowing. And then when you've finished, it says you don't need any of that anymore. Calm down. And so it will regulate between these 2 different elements of your nervous system. It helps you to feel emotionally attuned. It gives you some ability to feel felt by somebody, that you are connecting and you are welcome and you matter. It gives you an emotional regulation. So sometimes our emotions can be right up here and sometimes they can be down here. And what we don't want is to swing like this all the time. So there are some things in life which are really exciting and our emotions go high for a short time, and sometimes we get brought low. But what the prefrontal cortex does, it helps you just to stay within these parameters which are comfortable. It also helps you to respond and not react. And we've talked about that, haven't we, throughout the course, about mindfulness helping you to respond and not react. So when you're with somebody in a car, it helps you to put a filter in between what you say and what you think. So instead of saying all sorts of things, I better not say that. Yeah, that front part of your brain is also really useful for fear regulation. So it helps you to realize, should I be frightened right now? Is that a valid response or is that an overreaction? And it helps you to see that and to respond accordingly. It also helps with your empathy. So if you want to maintain a good friendship, a good relationship, it helps you to see things from the other person's point of view. Empathy, really important as a human trait. And that front part also helps you to see things, gives you insight. What's happening to me? And of course, the last few weeks have been all about, what do I notice? What thoughts am I having? Just letting it go. It's not right for me now. It gives us a moral awareness. And by moral awareness, I mean what's good for everybody, a social morality. Like if I throw this plastic bag down in the street, is that okay for everybody or not? So it's really important for that. And lastly, it gives you that intuition, what Daniel Goleman will call your emotional intelligence. It helps you to recognize that as well. It gives you that gut feeling. If it doesn't, do you ever have this? Oh, it doesn't feel right, I don't know. But it helps you to tune into that. So your prefrontal cortex is vital. It's the captain of your life. It helps you to stand back and to see the whole game, not just these few seconds. It's your team captain. And whenever you practice, it brings your prefrontal cortex online. If it's offline, well then all the other things can start to get in the way that you don't really want. But when you practice, and the more you practice, then the more it comes online quite naturally, And then the more balance you have and the ability to make decisions based on some sort of rational choice rather than an emotional overload. So keep practicing, keep that prefrontal cortex switched on and see the difference that it makes.